And so this is our teacher education program meeting, and we are starting at the very beginning with some very basic information that I want you to have. And so thank you again for being here. And for those of you listening on the recording, we do appreciate you listening, and we missed you. And you missed the cool door prize we're going to give away in just a minute. All right, so we're going to talk about live text, internship, FTCE tests, lesson plan formats, and then finally we have just some kind of miscellaneous stuff. If you're questioning any of these things, let's hold our questions till the very end, and they may be one-on-one taken care of better. If there's a question that you think might benefit the whole group, please don't hesitate, raise your hand, and we'll talk about it. But most of the time it's a one-on-one issue about, does this apply to me or whatever. And so I've asked everybody to kind of think about live text. Now what you need to do is, this is brand new for everybody. This is brand new across the entire campus. Live text is an electronic collection, an electronic portfolio, so to speak, of all of your work if you choose to. So you can see it as a big cloud storage idea, where you store things in the cloud rather than on a flash drive or your home computer or whatever. But everyone needs an account. Now, the account does not need to be purchased, though, until your first live text assignment is due. But I also know that those of you that are on financial aid and loans and things like that, they're trying to help you by giving you about $115 or so extra. Because for teacher education, we're doing a field experience module, and we are asking that you buy this so that our teachers in the field can fill out their part online. It's a fantastic process, a fantastic program. The only people who are exempt are those who raise their hands as interns this semester. Now, that can be a good thing or a bad thing. I know some of you are interning in the spring, and I know I've had several questions, do I really need to buy it? Yes, you really need to buy it. So the only people exempt are those that are done in December. Okay. Again, you're to buy the field experience module. If you look on livetext.com, it'll ask you to purchase or register. You click on that, and then it'll ask, what do you want to purchase or register? There's the standard, and then you're going to do the field experience module. Then there's also another one that's even more expensive. It's Learn 360 or something like that, so don't do that one. But do the one in the middle. It's a field experience module, and again, it's a way for our field experience partners to partner with us, and eventually we're going to get it so that the very first education class you take, if you're doing tutoring in the schools or whatever, then you don't have to do those crazy login sheets and those things, because your teacher will be able to log in and do it for you. So it should be a really, really interesting session. I will say, we're still learning across campus how to use it. Your professors are still probably wondering, and they may have a lot of questions about it. And so we're all learning at the same time, aren't we, Ms. Lori? We are learning, and there's a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes. So it's the benefits, let me tell you about. One great benefit is that it integrates with my DCF. So when you go to turn in a live text key assignment, you will see live text pop up in the box instead of my DCF pop up. So it's really kind of neat. And then you'll submit your work through that. The professor will grade you. It'll go right back to live text, and it'll go back to my DCF. So it's a nice way. It's called LTI integration. So it's a good thing. The benefits to you, though, I mentioned the unlimited, basically, it's like 1 terabyte of data, which is like a huge amount. You can't fill a terabyte. It's thousands upon thousands of songs or videos and things like that. So terabyte of data for storage. Okay? What that means is, say that you are in one class and you're trying to maybe you forgot something at home on your home computer. Well, if you've saved it to live text, go to the computer lab, log in, grab it from there, print it out, and you're good to go. Another benefit is, sometimes you have a job that's very, very specific. For example, the first year I graduated, I was preparing for kindergarten. No, first grade. I got 7th grade. It's quite an eye-opener. I learned a lot that year. However, it would have been so nice to have a tool that I could have made a resume that was geared towards 7th grade real quick to go in to talk to that principal. So you can make unlimited amount of resumes and an unlimited amount of e-portfolios using your LifeX account. So it's a really nice tool. Eventually, we're going to ask you to fill in templates. So those of you that are freshmen and even sophomores, we're going to be asking you to upload some of your assignments that you've done in education course. So my best rule of thumb is save everything electronically and try to save it in the cloud. I recommend LiveText highly, but you might use Google SkyDrive as another thing that's in the cloud. You can get to it anywhere. But I recommend that because we know laptops can crash, right? And they can be dropped or whatever. We don't want that to happen to you. Thumb drives can stop working all of a sudden. So it's going to be a benefit, I think, around the block. Everybody's going to benefit from using LiveText. I know it's additional expense. This one-time fee of $113 averages about $25 a year because it's a 5-year thing. And at the end of 5 years, you can purchase for more if you want to extend it. Some of you are on the long-term plan. And if you need to, I think it's like $20 a year, so it's really not that bad after you pass your 5 years. And in terms, I just want to throw it out there. It is available to you as well because you're a PCA student, but we just decided not to do it this term for you because you were at the very end of the program atmosphere. So. All right. Any questions about LiveText, please come by and talk to me. And if you are concerned about how to log in and register and do all that kind of stuff, Miss Lori can help you. I can help you. Miss Johnson. Did you have a question for everybody or again?
Yeah. Well, if we have past work, can we have
Absolutely.
like the fee assignments?
Absolutely. Very good. Those fee key assignments that you've had in the past, those of you that have been around a little bit, that's what we're going to target for our templates for the e-portfolio eventually that we're filling out. And you'll probably need to do that because you won't be graduating until a year. Right? Good. That's a good thing. And if you have a LiveText account from another school, like if you went to Troy Goodman, they do LiveText as well, that will also count because it's your account. It's not the school's account, it's your account. So I had a couple of people ask about that. So. Alrighty then. Let's continue on. And I've asked Ms. Johnson to come up and talk to you a little bit about internship. We want you to know where you're going. And we also want to answer questions when you can. Our interns are rowdy.
They're excited, aren't they?
You know your goal is to reach that semester of internship. And to get there, you have to have completed all of your coursework through your basic education classes, and then your coursework through the teacher ed program. You have to have passed your 3 certification tests, your GKT, your professional ed test, and your subject area test. Those are and have a 2.5 GPA. You've got to have all those things in place before you can intern. And we have set up a timeline for you as far as taking those tests. If you're a person who's going to intern in the spring, you have to have all of those tests completed no later than November 1st. In other words, Ms. Laura's got to have all of your test results. We've got to have verification that you've passed those tests by November 1st if you plan to intern in January. Because we have to start notifying schools early in the semester to have a place for you to intern. We will look very closely at who's going to intern in the spring, and we'll go ahead and start contacting schools and contacting districts probably within the next week or so. That way we know that you've got a place to go. If you're going to intern in the fall, you've got to have those tests completed by April 15th. I know that sounds early, but we don't want to be pushed up to the line waiting for you to take tests and not knowing whether you're going to complete an internship or go into an internship or not. So just keep those dates in mind. It's very important. If you're going to intern in January, beginning in January, you have to have those tests completed by November 1st. If you are interning in August and planning to be interned at the very beginning of the school year, we've got to have those tests completed April 15th. During your internship, you're going to have a couple of major projects that you have to complete. One of those is going to be a teacher work sample. The teacher work sample is simply where you choose a particular subject area. It could be reading, math, science, social studies, whatever subject area you choose, and you're going to develop a unit in that subject area. That unit's going to consist of at least 5 lesson plans. It can be more than that, but at least 5 lesson plans. Prior to to developing those lesson plans, you're going to set objectives for that unit. You're going to create an assessment, like a pre-test that you're going to use based on those objectives. Then you're going to use the results of that pre-test to plan your instruction. Once you've done your instruction, you've gone through presenting all those lessons, you're going to do a post-assessment. That post-assessment, again, is based on the objectives that you originally created for your coursework, for your teacher work sample. And then you're going to look at the data, you're going to examine that data, you're going to compare the pre-test to the post-test to see how much growth there is. And you're going to do reflections, you're going to do reflections of the successes, reflections of the weaknesses. And so that's all the process that you'll be doing in that teacher work sample. It sounds huge, but you're going to turn it in small pieces so that it's not so overwhelming. Another project that you'll have will be case studies. You're going to do 2 case studies. If you're an elementary person, you'll do 2 case studies. Those case studies are where you choose individual students within the classroom to work with, specifically in reading. It can't be in math. Case study has to be reading. You'll do 1 case study toward the beginning of the semester, 1 toward the end of the semester. And again, you'll do a series of assessments with that student. You'll determine what their weakest areas are based on those assessments. And then you'll plan instruction for that student. You'll do at least 5 lesson plans for that student. You'll teach those students, those lessons. At the end, you'll evaluate again. You'll see how that student has improved. You want to be able to show growth. You'll do that at the beginning for 1 student, at the end for another student. A 4th project you'll have is a professional development plan, where you work very closely with your supervising teacher to find an area of weakness that you need to work on. And you'll plan how you're going to improve that area. I'm going to watch videos from PAEC to see things I can do to improve. I'm going to read books. I'm going to read journal articles. I'm going to watch another teacher. Specific things that you'll do to improve a weakness that you have. And when she talks to you about a weakness, it's not a personal thing. We all have it. So just take it as a way to improve yourself. But those are the big projects that you'll have during your internship, along with the fact that you'll begin by teaching 1 thing. You'll begin first with observing. The second week, you'll begin by picking up 1 thing to teach and build and get another thing to teach and another thing to teach until you finally have about 4 or 5 weeks in the center where you're teaching everything full time on your own, and then you'll begin dropping those classes in rehearsal. So that's kind of the way the internship works. I'll be in and out of the schools with you, working with you. You can come by my office if you have problems, if you have questions. I'll be going and observing. Your cooperating teacher will be observing. You'll see a lot of me that semester. You'll come in and close the door and say, I just need 2 minutes to vent. And it's okay to do that. That's a safe place to do it. So it's all right. And that's the way the internship will look. Remember those important dates, though. If you plan to intern in January, the spring semester, you have to have those tests completed by November 1st. If you plan to intern in August, fall semester, you have to have those tests completed by April 15th. Any questions? All right. Start there excuse me, honey, wait. Just look at that.
This is particularly exciting. We see a mud, we've got a little stress ball, peanuts, and we have a little, what is it, spatula? Are you sure?
It's like an icing.
That's a
That'll be good to put down in my brace to scratch my lip.
Okay, we have number 415233.
Good So one thing I do want you to realize, Ms. Johnson is our internship guru. She is the go-to person if you have a question about internship or you're not sure about your paperwork or whatever. Please don't hesitate to go to Ms. Johnson. Okay. So we also wanted to talk to you while you're all here. We want you to be aware there are a series of tests, the FTCE, the Florida Teacher Certification Exam. Who can raise their hand and tell me the 3 tests that you have to pass? First hand up. What are the 3 tests? Up.
The GKT, the PET, and
Cheater.
the FTCE.
Oh! Who else? All right.
The GKT, the PET, the secondary.
Very nice. Enjoy. Very good. So the GKT. Someone tell me, why is that test important? What do you have to? You have to pass that before you can do what? No.
Be in the teacher education program. It shows that you're smart enough to be in the program.
Very good. Dylan's like, I'm helping out. So before you go into any education classes, you have to take the GKT and pass it. What's the other requirement before you go into any education classes? No, that's a good one though.
Wait, what?
2.5 GPA. You did it. Good. 2.5 GPA and the GKT. Yeah, 2.5 and the GKT. So,
Oh, of course.
the general knowledge test, or the GKT, can be a piece of cake. It can also be a big roadblock. So please understand, we're trying to help, but if you have scored below a B in any of your math courses, we require this little NA 231. It's not a picture of shame at all. Most of us are gifted in one area, right? Math may not be your giftedness, okay? You may really genuinely struggle. Well, Professor Shutt has done such a nice job of reorganizing and really creating a whole course for us that's just about the FTCE. How cool is that? So I'm so happy to say that we have the FTCE, the GKT portion, and that class is geared toward that. All right, so the professional educators test, that's when you're asked questions about, scenarios or about, help me out ladies, those of you taking it. Like the professional educators.
Oh, it's all on instructional,
Situational.
Yes.
They're going to give you scenarios and they're going to say, what should the teacher do? What was it? Ethics? Okay.
Yeah.
Look at you. Forgot to do it. Okay. So what is on the SAE then? If that's the GKT.
Instructional things that are catered towards content areas.
Nice. And so raise your hand if you're gearing toward elementary education SAE. Raise your hand, most of you. Elementary education. K through 6. Okay, now raise your hand if you're doing English secondary. Yeah, we got 3 in the house. Raise your hand if you're doing social studies history secondary. Woohoo, another 3. Fantastic. Those 2 programs have built and built and built, and we're so excited. So your subject area exam is just what it sounds like. It's the content of your subject. K6 is a little tricky because think about the subjects involved in K6. We got math, we got science, we got social studies, but it's only K through 6 level. It's not the high level that secondary would be. Okay. 20% discount on this online review session. Now these are live online review sessions, and I'm so sorry Lacey's not here. Lacey Perkins took one of these this summer, and she said it helped her so much on the test. What happens is they will give you a URL to log into at your leisure, your home, your pajamas, if you want. And what they do is they run the class, and then if you have questions during the class, you can ask in, you type it in the chat box, or there may even be that oral feature, I'm not sure. But, however, this is a friend, in fact, it was a former student of mine, a doctoral student that I had at UCF, and one of my colleagues at UCF, and they run this together, and because we had a connection, he said, hey, I can offer a 20% discount. I said, yeah, we'll take it. So it's about $30 without the discount, so what is that, about 26 or so? $24 with the discount. This is the code though, you have to put in. BCF FTCE is the code. And it's only only running until the 20th, November 20th of this year. So I'm trying to extend it. We'll see what happens. Okay, and as Ms. Johnson mentioned, there are some pretty early deadlines. In fact, let me go back to this. You've got paperwork due. Raise your hand if you're planning on interning in the spring. There's about 5, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yay. So those of you planning on interning in the spring, Ms. Johnson will be calling a meeting. But September 15th, you have to have your paperwork in. There's an application. There's like an intent to intern thing. There's all kinds of stuff. So you're going to start getting all your paperwork in, and she'll call the meeting before then, so that we can have time to get everything in. All right. So FTCEs are due at particular times. We're not going to play the game. How many of you took some this summer to kind of catch up? That's about half of you. FTCE test? Come on, yeah. Yeah, you took the FTCEs this summer. Yeah, GKT, PET, SAE. Yeah. We had test scores coming in all the time, didn't we, Miss Lori? It was great.
We have some certificates.
We do, and don't let me forget. Don't let me forget. All right. So, a part of almost every class, we have this BCF lesson plan format. And someone asked me, why do we have to do all the detail in that lesson plan format? Well, the answer is we want you to spread it apart and really think about it so that when you get in the classroom, it's kind of like second nature. That process that Ms. Johnson was talking about, we do that all the time as teachers. We are constantly assessing, constantly providing activities, and then constantly reassessing, just like this circle. So this lesson plan format, it's slightly different this semester. How many of you noticed the changes? The little changes, yeah. Everything in italics in this middle column, the next couple slides, the middle column has some italics in them, and we want you to pay attention to that. You can erase the italics part and just put in the good stuff. However, these next generation Sunshine State standards are now called the LAPS. I think it's right. It's called the Language Arts Florida Standards. As of fully implemented in grades 2014-2015 school year. So as of what, Monday? The LAPS, or the Language Arts, the MAPS stand for what? What do you think? Very good. MAPS and the LAPS. Now this is from K through 12. Okay, so everybody. Okay. So the LAPS and the MAPS are now what we are calling, instead of the next generation Sunshine State Standard. I'm so glad, because that's such a mouthful. But we want you to be aware of them. We want you to graduate knowing about them. Okay, so every lesson plan has to be connected to the LAPS or the MAPS. So here's an example. This is the first part. Please think back to, some of you are going to think forward, but you will learn about objectives, and you'll learn that there are 4 things that every objective needs to have. Someone that's had one of these classes with objectives, let's see. Here's a sample objective. After listening to the Apple Orchard, which is a book or a title, I don't know, I made that up, but we're going to say it's a title of a book. After listening to or reading the Apple Orchard, the student will be able to, TSWBAT, identify theme, key elements, and vocabulary or fairy tales with 80% accuracy. Who can tell me what is the conditions? Let's see. Billy?
After reading the Apple Orchard.
Beautiful. You're going to just really like a bandit today. So this is the condition after listening to the Apple Orchard. All right? Who can find the degree of proficiency? Jenna?
80% accuracy.
80% accuracy. Very good. So the D, C is this first piece. The D is the last piece. What am I missing? Who can find the behavior? What will the students be able to do? Let's see. Someone who hasn't won anything yet. What will they be able to do? Good. They are identifying. That's your key word in terms of behavior. And then the last thing is, what am I listening? Audience. Who is doing this behavior?
The students.
Okay, so every objective has to have these 4 parts. All right? Just a review, just a refresher, or for some of you, a look forward. Now, for the introduction, if you've had me for this, I try to ingrain this into you, but it's got to be exciting. This needs to be something really cool. It could be video, it could be a game, it could be movement around the class, or it could be a really engaging activity for them to do. The next piece, the demonstration part, which is the I do as a teacher, is the teacher demonstrating what they want them to do or explaining it fully. And again, in these lesson plans, we are pulling it out so that you are really focusing in on each part. When you get in the classroom, this will be much condensed, but we want you to really think about it. The we do is guided practice. So this is when you're working with a partner, or maybe you're working with a teacher one-on-one, maybe you're working even as a whole class. This is guided practice. Then we have independent practice, or you do. So we have I do, we do, you do. This has to be independent with no help from anyone else. And then finally, well not finally, two more things, but the assessment cannot just be, we're going to grade this piece. It has to be its own thing. And assessment means you're going to reorganize for the next lesson. So again, it's a cycle. And then finally, we have the closure. And this is another critical piece that needs to be engaging. There's a recency, lacency idea, that the thing that you do first and the thing that you do last. Those are the most important pieces of your lesson because they'll remember the first or the last. And they may not remember the middle, unfortunately, but they'll remember the first or the last. So we want you to capitalize on that. We also, this is new this year because the reflection piece has never really guided you before. So some of you were really good at pontificating wildly about all kinds of things. Well, we want to rein you in a little bit. We want you to react to these 4 things: the strengths of the lesson, the weaknesses of the lesson, the changes for the next time, and the things to keep for next time. Okay, so those of you doing lesson plans, you're doing reflections, please note that these are changes. And again, anything that you see in italics, please delete while you're writing it. Okay, take that part out. Pontificating, yeah, that's a good word, 6% word, yeah. Question?
Since we, for instance, we have to turn in the reflections, is that a different sheet or do we use the same sheet?
That's different. It's different. So
Is it on like my
every time, yeah. It is. It's not. It's not now. And we'll make sure Ms. Addison, she gets it.
We use the new one, right?
I'm sorry?
We use the new one?
Use the new one. Yeah, use the new one. Okay. Advising meetings, most of you know this, but we will be meeting every semester. Ms. Johnson and I will meet with you. And anytime during the year, I know we've met a couple of you come in after that or before that, which is perfectly fine. Please know that our doors are open. You're never, ever interrupting us. If our door's closed, don't come in. Or if Miss Lori says, well, she's in there with the president, it's probably not a good idea to come in. However, that doesn't happen too often. Unfortunately, we love it. But, however, if our doors are open, you're welcome to come in and ask us anything you need. We want to be seen as your support, okay? Especially in advising issues. Because if you advise yourself, sometimes that's not as good, and it doesn't get you the classes you need. Oh, and I forgot, Professor Greer, he would have been here today, but I just realized he hasn't been for a couple days. So he's doing a lot better than we walking around. And he was in a car accident, and he's doing better. Yeah, he got something on his heart. But yeah, it's a good case of whiplash and some back problems. So, but he's okay. But he didn't stay the whole day today. So he would have been here otherwise for you guys in second years. But all 3 of us agree about this on the advising piece. Don't hesitate to come in. You can't say it. Please mark on your calendars. Education Symposium. Raise your hand if you can tell me what date. First hand up. Besides someone who's wondered there. Yes, tell me.
10/17.
Fantastic.
What
Yeah,
year?
What year?
What year?
14.
Well, they were tough, weren't they? What day? That's right.
Hey, what day is it?
Someone.
During the day. We can.
I know. Interns can't. We will take it. We'll take it. However,
I'll listen to it.
those of you that have been before, someone who's been before to one, tell us about what happens during education symposiums to those who've never been before.
There's a lot of free stuff.
Yes.
That's why I'm really sad that I'm not.
Yes, a lot of free stuff. What else?
They tell you scary stories about people getting in trouble.
That is true.
Okay, last semester we had our person with ethics, and she came in and told us some scary stories. But they're not all scary. They're not all scary. So last 3 that we've done come from. A little bit of money goes toward our door prizes, it goes toward our speakers and their travel funding and stuff like that. This semester, there's going to be a little different. It's going to be 10 to 12, and we're going to have a little lunch for you right after, and it will be in this room. So we're only opening it to you guys. And Fridays seem to be a good day without classes, so we're hoping that's going to be a good day for everybody to come in. I'm so sorry, interns. We'll have to catch you later.
I'm really excited about the free stuff.
Okay, so October 17th. Put it on your calendar.
And the speaker, that too. That's important.
Another thing I want to talk to you about, the curriculum lab is now called the IMC. You may have seen the sign on the door. That's kind of a big change, but it's a change in thinking. This summer, again, we did a lot of culling, we did a lot of organizing. Who works in the IMC this year? Fantastic, our workers. You three, and who are we missing?
Sarah.
Oh, Sarah. Okay, so you three guys, y'all look around at these three because they will help you. There's a laminator in there, and I'm telling you this, even though you may be a freshman or sophomore, you can use the Instructional Materials Center. Now you have to pay for a little bit, but it's much cheaper than you find at Walmart or Dollar Store or whatever. So we worked very hard, though, to look at the books in there. I'm trying to get funding. In fact, don't pray for me. Next month, I'm going in to meet with the Kiwanis of Graceville. Kiwanis Club is like a service club, in the city. And one of the things I'm going to push is I'm trying to get a scholarship and endowment actually set up so that every year we have money coming in for new books and new supplies and new materials. I was appalled. What was the name of that book we found from the 70s?
Oh gosh, they were from
It was called Kids Today, and it was from
Kids
1980.
Today. I know, it was in the story.
Yeah, grandmas.
Kids Today.
Kids Today for grandmas.
Yeah, our grandmothers, that's right. So we kind of have to kick it today throughout maybe half the years in there. So if you haven't been in there lately, please go in there and please know. We're really trying hard to help you understand there's resources there. Plus our children's book room, please feel free, make use of that. We've got children's literature this semester, right? Okay, good. So you will need to go in there.
It's
Also
online.
that's okay. Also know that the library over there has some big collection of children's books as well. Okay. Let's have another drawing, Miss Lori. Wait. Let's see. Yeah, let's have another drawing, and it's going to be this time for someone who's very hungry. We've got some drivers.
What is up with all these pictures?
We got a wonderful. You remember last time we had the ethics lady?
I know, that's what I just told her.
We put together a nice gift bag, and she couldn't take it because she was talking about ethics and taking gifts for people. So we were like, really? So anyway. Okay, ready?
The ticket number is 415234. I'm going to
All right. Let me transition into the active studio. Okay, this is just kind of show and tell a little bit. Let me see what time are we? Oh, good. Maybe 5-10 minutes. These are some of the benefits of using the interactive whiteboard, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. By the way, that reminded me, if you need toothpaste, I can hook you up. Our sweet church, you wouldn't believe the sweet people, little ladies brought in toothpaste for y'all. So please take some. Now, it was for our Thursday night church thing, with the new student paper. Isn't that precious? Well, there we go. Please walk down that way and get toothpaste. Okay. We have a bunch of stuff all over the place. All right, so the software is called Active Inspire. Okay, so Active Inspire is on all of our logins, all of the professors' logins for each machine in the room. So you'll have access to that. But you could go to PrometheanPlanet.com, I sound like a salesman, and you can download a free, it's called Personal Edition. And that will allow you to create what they call flip charts. Okay, here's some of the things you can do with them. Now you notice this side, all of a sudden it looked different, didn't it? If you want to look like a PowerPoint, there you go. These are going to be the things we'll talk about. If you want it to look like, what are the resources available? What can I throw in there? I can change all kinds of stuff, which I'm not going to do right now. Do this one. This this one is just the layers. You'll see how this works in just a second. This next one are the notes. And so if you download something from the website like I did, I like to see the notes because I kind of don't know, because I didn't create it, I don't know what's supposed to happen. So that's the notes. Let's see, this one, oh, the property browser, again, it's going to do the shape and the size of everything. This is the action browser, and we are gearing toward buying active expressions, which are they look like little eggs, or they look like telephones. And you do a class set of those, and you have students punch in answers, and I'll show you how that works in just a second. We don't actually have any, but I can tell you, I can give you the idea. So, one thing, did you see that? One thing, we can use wizardry resources. You can also help with classroom management. You can help
Kids,
with
look at your
need
soul.
assessment
Oh,
and feedback.
look at his name,
Yeah,
you're not
for
here.
sure. It also helps with using manipulatives and tools. This is serious, guys. I know this is awesome, but JK, we got to move forward. Student interaction, back and forth, back to back. And then finally, making the unexpected happen. You can see. Now we know about the engaging factor, right? Technology in itself sometimes is the engaging factor, but it has to be meaningful. We want to teach you the thinking behind the technology, so that no matter what tool comes about, you know about the thinking behind it. Okay? We like this. I'm talking like I'm talking about this. I like this idea because it helps you with your future. Okay? So the way that you switch pages now, this is let me show you the actual toolbar. I had it rolled up. So you've got all these options right here. If I wanted to draw something on here, I could choose the pen, and I could just say I want to highlight this one. And I want everybody to know it's classroom management, not outside the classroom. I could do that. Or I could even come over here. I don't even want to change it too much, but I could do highlighter. You ready? So you can really make a mess. You can highlight in an instant. It's also for multiple people. It's up to, I think it's four people at a time can come up to this board. Some of them are set differently, but I think it's 4 inputs at a time. So you can have them doing activities on the board at the same time. They can help each other, or they can do it as a game. That's cool. You can certainly do that, for sure. You can also reset the page. Ready? Awesome. So then you can do it again if you want to. Okay, so I'm going to roll this back up just because it's in my way. So one thing that you want to remember is now all of this takes application. It takes setting it up. Okay? You okay? Stand up?
Yeah, I just gotta stand up.
Stand up. Stand up. All right. You can also look at this as supplementing what you already have. So notice here we've got 2 workbook pages. And these are workbook pages that are just right from the book. They just took a picture of them and then imported them onto the flip chart. Then again, you could take your little marker and your highlighter and you could say, okay guys, you're going to see these directions and they're right here. You know, it replaces that old overhead we all used to have in our classrooms. You probably grew up with. All right. Another thing we can do is activities and worksheets and things like that. We can do them together. I can show you how to do things. You can show me how you're working. Let me show you some more fun. Now, this one's new for me. This one says, draw the fog away, drag away the fog to see the answers. And watch this. This is so cool. Whoop, that's not going to work. I had the marker selected. Let's see, let me select the select tool. I'm really bad about doing that. I'm also going to reset the page. Reset. Okay. Make sure I'm still selected. Okay. And the most important part of all of this is when you make a mistake, you laugh about it and you figure it out, right? You just move right on because you will make a mistake, I guarantee you. All right, so let's see. Dragging the fog away. Dragging the fog away. Dragging the fog away. Ah, there we go. So you can reveal answers, you can reveal prompts, you can reveal whatever you want to a little bit at a time. Isn't that cool? Let me show you something else. Oh, this is so cool. How many of you do morning meeting with your students? Kindergarten, first grade, you may do morning meeting. This is so cool because, and it didn't work yet a minute ago with my finger, so we'll see if it'll work now. But let me show you on here what it does. So you click on it, and you notice when I move the cursor over here, it turned into a little fingerprint. Did you see it? Here, I'll do it up here. turns into a little fingerprint when there's something to do on that. Okay, so say you are saying, now today's date is, what day of the week is it?
Thursday.
Thursday. You're very good students. What date is it?
21st.
21. And what month is it?
August.
I just did the first one. All right. August. And what is the temperature outside?
Really hot.
They don't have it hot enough, yeah.
Bright and sunny.
Okay. So now we have the application for morning meeting, and the teacher does not have to recreate the will every single day.
I like that.
All they have all they have to do is have this as one of their flip charts, and then they're good to go. Okay? And all right. Another great application is seating charts. Now, sometimes if you let your students do their own seating charts, they can come up and join you at the board. They can say, I really want to sit by Emma, and we'll move Abigail over here. You can have a whole lesson on democratic discussion about, where you want to sit. Maybe so-and-so needs to sit closer to the front, maybe so-and-so closer to the back, or maybe, because the kids will know who shouldn't sit together. It's really fun to talk to them if they're, third, fourth, fifth, even up higher. So they can help you with that, which is really cool. All right. Attendance. How cool is this? So you could either have all the little ladybugs outside, and then you have them. I've seen the kids as they walk in the morning, they find their name, which is a great skill, and they move it over to the lily pad. Is that not adorable? I love it.
And it saves
Here's another, and it saves it. Yes. So at the end of every time you do one of these, you have the option of saving it or deleting it. You can save it just like this. So all the work that you do for that day on a particular worksheet, or I'm thinking now a little bit secondary, a little higher level, you can save it, you can email it to them as a PDF. How cool is that? So they've got their classwork for the day. Here's another idea of, okay, so Tyler's going to go over here. Maybe this is one of the learning centers. This is another library maybe. So Matthew D, we want him in the library here or whatever. Lunch count can be up there. You could do the menu. Now notice that's been handwritten in. So you could have the students come up during the morning meeting, write out what's lunch today. What a great motivator, right? Everybody loves lunch. Okay. This one is a lot of fun, and I'm going to pull these all back. So, sometimes when you're holding a lesson, you don't get volunteers, right? So before the class, you load this with students' names, and you say, let me see, Raymond, it's your turn. Answer this question for me. And everybody has to pay attention, right? Yeah? Isn't that cool? This is for teachers' application. So as you know, as teachers, we have to have standards. We have to have all kinds of things on display almost at all times, right? Every day you have to show the things that you're working on in each subject matter. So you can simply move around things. You can have a whole resource bank of everything you have to teach, and then you just drop it over, drag it, drop it. Okay, this is an example of those eggs I was mentioning before, where you have students answer a particular question. If they get it, if they're feeling good about it, instead of the thumbs up, thumbs sideways, thumbs down thing, they can simply text in A, B, or C. Okay, another example is here, class opinions. And you can talk about, whatever you might think, whatever the lesson is, and you get A, B, C, D. Okay, there's nothing to do on that, just checking. We'll reveal the image of the correct polygon, okay? So here we have a six-sided polygon. It's called A, what? And then they vote on it. And then when you're ready, ready? Okay. So it's going to show you a picture of the six-sided polygon. Okay, very cool. Lots of hiding and revealing. Hiding and revealing. User-made passages, user-made pages, sorry. So you go through and you just use the pen. Or you could use the pen, but have them answer A or B. Again, we're trying to get these accurate expressions of these things. Okay. Dividing your answer, again, another one for that. Online. Okay, so all of these are hot linked. I'm not going to show you because it'll take us out of the program, but they're all hot linked. And so say you're talking about rainforests, and you want to embed it in there sure you have time, not sure you can use it, you just embed it so it's ready if the student has a question or a comment. Favorite. So there are tools. We mentioned math before. This one's my all-time favorite. I don't know. I just think it's really cool that you can take a protractor and you can use a protractor whichever way you need to do it. You can make it smaller. You can, isn't that cool? You can make it larger.
If I had one of these, I would
Did I
do
hear
it.
some gasps? I know.
Can we get by like?
You can also do this. Watch. Did you see that? So
I'm gonna roll some dice.
it gives you, yeah,
So we can gamble in the class.
yes, Billy.
This is the new way to tax lots.
Now, you also have the option to output the answer into the actual flip chart. You ready? So here we're going to roll it again, and we're going to say, okay, the 6 won, so I'm going to output it. Let's see if it's going to work.
It's not gonna work.
Okay, but ideally, it would go right to the flip chart, and it would say, you rolled a 6, right? And so you have that 6 as the answer. But this could be so much fun, having your students come up, make the next roll, and so on. All right. The ruler works the similar way as the protractor, in that you can reduce it. And notice when you reduce it, the numbers go down. It stays the same. 1 inch is still 1 inch, right? It's actually not exactly 1 inch, but. And you can move it around. You can have students measure. Isn't that fun? This one is the same thing. If you're trying to get, but let's see.
We got the top.
Maybe. No, okay. So maybe it doesn't count. Sorry. But, you know, it can. But it can certainly measure. And then this one's a calculator, which is also a nice feature. And what happens is you build these into your flip chart so that on that particular page, you have that particular tool. So it's really at the ready. Yeah. What I might do for the calculator, if I were doing a math lesson, I'd probably put it in every page. Just in case, right? Just in case I need it. I'm trying to go quicker here because there's so much. All right, this is a fun tool also because it says edit, 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 but you can make whatever you want on the horizontal, whatever you want on the vertical, and then simply by tapping the buttons, adds or subtracts, whatever you want to do, and it shows the relationship between things or among things. Very nice. Okay, pull up the tray. Okay, here the tray contains the problems. And the problems, they want students to put the problems in here. So 16 divided by 8 equals 2, obviously. You can pull it up in there. Isn't that cool? Some of them you can set so that if you pull the wrong one up, it boomerangs back into the thing. That's fun too. So this one doesn't have to be set that way. But it is really nice. Fact families, now watch, this is one that'll boomerang, I think. So let's put it in an absurd place. This is not part of that. Ready? Bingo. Ready? Ta-da. Yeah. And so it's self-checking. Once you finally get it, oh, you can't hear it because the thing is connected, but it's a party horn. It goes woohoo, woohoo. So, and you can set those if you don't want the extra, whatever. Okay. So you so you click on here for the problem. Ready? 4 in the thousands place. Okay. You put the 4 in the thousands place. Okay, that's that one. Oh, that's the sign. So you put the 4 in the thousands place, and you the other way, so 9, oh no, 9 is 4.5. So half of 5, because remember we're talking about, it's 2.5. That's fun. It's kind of like magic, right? I mean, it's kind of like. Okay, this is another really good application. Word problems and other things that have a particular order that you need to go in. So it gives you the steps. You can have students do it at their seats on paper. Watch this. Ready? Watch the square over here. Okay, it says draw a rectangle. Then it doesn't. There we go. Draw a rectangle. Okay, then it says, so you have your students draw a rectangle. Divide that into parts that equal the denominator. Aha. Then divide the total by the denominator. Go. Write that equation in each part. I wouldn't probably use red on black, but that's preference. Then label the rectangle. So you can have the students do multiple things at one time. They're doing it all at their seats, so it's kind of independent. You're doing it here on the board and you're explaining it. It's a great application. This is also fun. Watch this. So you're reviewing things, and one of the keys is to hide it until you need it. So 38 times 49, you have them work it out at their seats, and then you pull up. There's the answer. Ready? Cool. You estimate, and here's how you estimate. Now we know that estimation is an incredibly difficult thing to do, process. It just seems to slip things up. Great way to show that. Again, you are getting them to do the work in their seats, so they're all engaged, and then they're looking, and you may have maybe a student come up and pull things up, reveal things. Oh, the sound's not going to work. But the surprise is really fun. You know, they've got clapping, they've got waves, like, what am I trying to say, WAV sounds. They've got ducks quacking, they've got dogs barking, they've got all kinds of sounds. And when they get it right, you can make a sound appear. Here. And so here, you click under which part is flag is a problem estimate. Okay. And so it keeps them focused one at a time. You know you've got 6 things you want to talk about, but you don't want to reveal them all at the same time.
Jeopardy.
Yeah, Jeopardy's. There's actually a flip chart already made for Jeopardy on this, and it's really good. And you just put in the information you want, you get it. Yeah, download it. So these fractions, if these fractions equal 1, what must their numerators be? Pull it down. Again, it's that same process. You're pulling through, and obviously you can probably figure it out. It all has to do with colors and layers.
What if you accidentally leave it in and you lose it in the black part?
Like that?
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
that? That's a good question.
Reset that when you reset the page.
Oh, look right there. Nope, that's not it. Yes, you go up here. And you need to know that reset number. There you go. So you roll it back up and you do this.
Probably just doesn't want to hang
There we go. Yeah, it didn't want to participate. But there's always a way to go back and fix it because you're the one that created it. You'll play around with it. Okay. Pull down on the fractions so it helps you, again, well that one didn't pull down, that one didn't, this one. So it provides some information, just a moment of need. You don't have to tell the students what to do. You demonstrate it to them and get that surprise factor going. All right, just about done, I promise. Oh, this is kind of cool. So if you're teaching about gallons, you want to, what does it say? GPIC is a link to the video of the G being drawn. GPIC. Look here. Ready? Okay. So here we have the big G. We've got a G being drawn. Stands for gallon. Ready for this? In each gallon are quarts. 1, 2. Isn't that cool? 3, 4. So it's 4 quarts to a gallon. But how many pints are there in each this used in high school. I've seen it used actually with the trigonometry problem in high school. I thought, oh, clever is that? You know, it got their attention and it was meaningful and useful. All right. Someone mentioned it before, but one of the really cool things about these boards is right now I have the option of saving it or referring to default. I'm going to go back to default because I want all the pages reset, but you could save it as an instructor. Again, download it as a PDF, send it to your students. All right, so what was your favorite part, someone who hasn't got anything yet, of the interactive whiteboard demonstration? What was your favorite part? What?
Whenever it took the numbers and like showed them what happened.
Through the acts, all right. Duck, everybody. Good job. What's another feature of the interactive whiteboard, that total chart we just looked at? What else happened?
I like how you can like record stuff like with what we just saw, and so you don't have to take the time to do that.
There we go. Because it may be really complicated, right? And you may not get the opportunity during your class time. Because I promise you, you will forget 2 + 2 is 4 some days. What's another feature?
It's easy to reset in case you make a mistake.
Beautiful. I'm going to ask you to pass this back all the way. I do not hurt anybody. Okay. Let's do another door prize, Miss Lori. This time it is for a lovely pen, but then recipe cards. All from Peanuts.
Peanut butter pie.
Nice. We have a fancy schmancy calendar with all of the dates in there. Okay, look at your numbers.
It is 415222.
Yay! Good job. Very nice. We have one more.
One more.
This may come in handy. It's a little peanut. I don't know if you would ever do that, but it's and then, of course, it has a little paper to go along with it.
Okay, this one is 415236.
Very good.
Mary asked for the peanut pen.
Okay.
It's so cute. You have to. That's adorable.
There's one more thing we need to do.
They're right up there in purple.
Perfect. Every semester, we meet as an admissions, well, we meet as a division, but admissions kind of thing. You have to actually be admitted into the college, the teacher education division. We want you to have a very cool memento of your admission, and so we have several that made it because of their test scores and things this summer, or maybe they just got their paperwork together. The first one, and this is a brand new name for her, is Ashley Peters. Congratulations. Ashley got married. And we have another new name, Ashlyn Priest, right? Congratulations.
I don't think it goes.
Now we have some old names. No, kidding. The next one, and it says, this certificate is awarded to the person, and then for being accepted into the teacher education program at the Baptist College of Florida, this next one goes to Sydney Bodden. Very nice. Congratulations. Another one goes to Nathan Castaneda. Another one goes to, and I have to say the official name is William Combs. AKA Billy. Another one, again, this is to really signify you've made an accomplishment. This is fantastic. This goes to Jessica Galloway, one of our interns. Congratulations. And then we have another person who's headed to internship pretty soon, Lindsay Petty Reese. Pass that back. And then we have Hannah Collins. Pass it on back. And then another one of our secondary folks, Emily Anderson. Thank you very much. And then lastly, but certainly not leastly, we have Crystal Shivers. Very good. Okay. It might be that you are only one form away from getting your full acceptance. Please see Miss Lori. Yeah, or something. GPT scores are the biggest thing. All right. Last thing before you go, please take advantage of two things. One, the other thing is, we want you to go to the IMC. If you haven't taken a look at it, those of you that may be new to the program, if you haven't taken a look at it. Yeah, you all know. Front row. Please go take a look. It's right next door. And if you need help, our IMC people, please kind of linger over there and help them show where things are and all that good stuff. All right. Any questions or comments about the entire? Yes.
I was just gonna say, I like the picture of all the interns.
Oh, yes. Good. Oh, good. Before you go, let's do them all.
Because Rachel said she really wanted.
Oh, I got a picture. Yes. All right. Hold on, interns, you need to see Ms. Johnson before you leave.
Just a few minutes.
Any other questions? Oh, I'm so sorry. Hold on, darling. I forgot one thing, two things, but she's brand new this semester. And I want us to welcome Miss April Grower. Miss Grower has been in our school system for about 3 years, and she's been in other school systems before that, so she brings with her a wealth of information, and she is an expert in special ed, so she's teaching our survey for special ed class this year. So we're so thrilled to have you. We're so blessed to have you. And
an intern with me.
yay, that's right. Nicole, I forgot about that. You guys are connected. So it's fun how in a small town we all have different hats. All right, and just because she's here and we love her so much, Miss Becky Dixon, don't forget to say hello. We are so blessed to have people who are intelligent, not only intelligent, but they know about the school system and they know about the local school system. We are so blessed. All right, let's pray and then we'll go. You ready? Father, I do thank you. This has been a fun hour, and I thank you for just the camaraderie I feel in this room, and I thank you, Lord, that we're all just kind of moving, sometimes at a snail's pace, but we're moving toward that end and that purpose and that excitement of internship and graduation. Lord, I thank you that we are experiencing great growth in this program, all 3 programs, and I thank you, Father, that as we grow, we continually rely on you, and we absolutely know that you are where our wisdom comes from. Father, again, I thank you for this day. I thank you for these lives represented, and we do ask for your blessings the rest of this week. It's in Jesus' name. Amen. Interns, go with Michelle. Everybody else go look at some.
Takes the phone.
I'm about to go take a nap. What's gonna happen?